In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, Beverly Hills 90210 fans, stop what you're doing right now, because it's time to dive deep into 90 News. All the latest news and rumors coming out of your favorite zip code. With your hosts, Pete Ferrero and Melanie Rose. Oh my God, I can't believe what I just heard.
Hey, it's Friday, so
Yay.
You know what time it is. It's 90 News time.
That's right.
Me and Melanie and our cast of characters are here again. Hey, Melanie, before we even get into this, I wanted to tell you that our friend Todd H. says he's working on a new intro for us for 90 News.
Ooh, I love that. Thanks, Todd. That's great. Can't wait to see it.
When are you going to get it to us, Todd?
We're waiting. We're waiting. Just kidding.
2 weeks ago, Todd. No, we love Todd. He's so helpful every week. So anyway, Melanie, what do you want to talk about at the start of this? I know you just before we came on said, I'm definitely talking about this at the start of it.
Yeah, so I'm going to promote my hunt first. Our 90210 Hunt holiday hunt happening next week, December 17th through the 21st. It's a virtual scavenger hunt based on the 90210 Christmas episodes. $14.99 to register. I've got all kinds of great prizes, $300 gift card. Our second prize is a year of streaming TV to your streamer of choice, courtesy of Teen Drama Horror. Thanks to her for sponsoring that. And we've got some other great prizes. So head over to 90210hunts.com, register today, and the virtual fun starts next week.
So it's 90210hunts.com. I don't have that banner.
Yes.
Isn't that sad?
That's all right. That's all right. 90210hunts.com. We'll say it one more time for everybody listening out there.
And this is Todd H's website, too, in case you want to check that out.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, listen, I want to talk about the Patreon, too, right off the bat. I'm doing something very cool today. In preparing for Mr. Walsh Goes to Washington on Tuesday, Noli Thornton, who was Erica, can't be with us on Tuesday. So I'm pre-recording an interview with her. But what's very cool is we're going to do some watch along and watch some of the scenes that she's in Mr. Walsh Goes to Washington. So that should be a lot of fun.
So fun.
That will be over the weekend. If you are on Patreon or you haven't gotten on Patreon yet, make sure you get on Patreon because that's going to be popping up over the weekend, the thing. And then Monday on Patreon, Larry and I are going to watch Mr. Walsh Goes to Washington. We're going to do a full throttle on. I don't know. Watch along.
Full throttle on. That was a good one. I like that.
Two-parter. So that should be a lot of fun. If you're not on patreon.com/Beverly Hills 90210 show, I don't know what's wrong with you. There's so much exciting things happening over there, and it really helps keep the show going, right? You know,
it does. We put a lot of time into it, especially you spend hours every week doing this. So it's great to have the support of our fans.
I can't say enough how much I appreciate it. Okay. Now, someone's waiting in the wings here. It is Charles Rosin, and we are going to talk about, speaking of Patreon, our big 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. And Charles he's upping the ante because he's giving away some things that fans are going to absolutely want, some script notes. This week, we got to do something really fun with Charles. We did a watch along. We watched one-on-one before it aired. Here is that. And you know what? When we come back, I think he's going to be with us.
All right.
Oh, I saw it recently, maybe 20 years ago. This was not our original title sequence in season 1. When I wrote this episode, I had no idea that Jason Priestley or Ian Fearing were so athletic. Well, Shannon liked this storyline, and because she also was challenged driving, except hers challenging was her driving too fast on the freeway.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
I had never heard anybody say the word bye before, but I thought it would be something that would be so, let's see, what word can I use? Pretentious, that I can put it in their mouths and they would show that they are in a different mindset than Brenda. And of course, Brenda's just going so, and all that. One of the producers made it in front of Mr. Spelling how stupid a line word bye. I spent the first 6 episodes trying to have Henry come on and do a cameo. I worked for him, I knew him. We wanted to have a Beverly Hills actor, a Hollywood, one of our first pitches was to have an actor like him or actors do a cameo each week, just being normal people walking through. And of course, the network rejected that to Beverly Hills.
Well, that's at the patreon.com/Beverly Hills 90210 show, and a really fun watch along. Hey, Chuck.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Hi.
Is it just me, or is it beginning to look a lot like Christmas?
That's right.
It sure is, man. Hey, before we get into that watch along was a lot of fun. Did you have a good time looking back on that episode?
Absolutely. I think that, one of the keys for me doing it, Larry, is to one that you really have some kind of attachments and memories about.
Yeah.
As you know, some of them were just, we had to do an episode and this was the one, and let's move it through the conveyor belt. But there were some that, for whatever reason, you were emotionally attached, and certainly the first one you write for a TV series that produced for 5 seasons, you get some kind of a feeling for it, and that one was this
really, really powerful episode. All right, Melanie, let's talk about this 12 Days of Christmas giveaway.
Yes.
We're having a big Christmas party on the 23rd. And we're doing lots of contests. We're doing 12 days of giveaways. Melanie, tell me about this.
There are so many fun prizes we're giving away, from Patreon memberships to subscriptions to different things the show's affiliated with, some merch, and Charles also has some really exclusive giveaways. We're going to do a couple on Patreon, and we're going to do a couple live during the Christmas show. So, Charles, why don't you tell us what you've got in store?
Okay, well, I won't give all of them away, but one of them I think is a pretty interesting one, and we alluded to it when we were talking the other night about the first 6. Let me see, can I do this? You can see in the logo, that's Fox, and this page here is what we were given. Dan McDermott, who I talk about all the time, current president of AMC Television.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a memo from all the, he writes a memo for all the people in Fox, of which Mr. Spelling and I are copied, about the research that came out of the class of Beverly Hills, and the 10-point memo, and the things that we had to do. Some of them are pretty, okay, we'll do that. Show is about emotion. And then, all our characters must be 3-dimensional, encountering victories as well as defeat. So, those are pretty kind of basic for stuff. But then there are other things that are pretty specific. Yeah. And some of them you'll see, oh, yes, the writers did this and followed this. And some of them you'll see, boy, are we glad that they didn't.
Yeah.
So that one I think is pretty interesting. And you guys will decide where you want to put it.
Right.
Here's one. This is probably more the Patreon than the last 12, but here's Mr. Spelling's notes on the first 50 years to Karen and I. And look, it's signed by Karen and I. So that one's kind of special.
Very cool.
Wow, very special.
And here's Mr. Spelling's stories for the first 12. This and so here is his. And a lot of them are, I think you're going to be very surprised, the tone and tenor of what he was telling me to do.
Now those are Aaron Spelling's story ideas, and that one's going to be a Patreon exclusive giveaway. So make sure you look in for that one.
And that's priceless. You can't put a price tag on that. I mean,
do you ever wonder what James Eckhouse and Carol Potter, what episodes they wanted to do going into season 4 and season 5? When the parents were, had a less of a role, except maybe in the Dylan McKay story. Well, here's from Carol, the 7 pages, and here's from Jim, the 2 pages.
Wow.
So we got a lot of different stuff to choose. Those were curated for, especially for this time of year. But, as we go into other holidays or other contests, we got lots more where that came from. And all of them will be in the appendix of the Beverly Hills 90210, a second look by the local who made it happen.
I can't wait for that, man. How is that coming along? Is that in the?
Well, it helps me. It helps when you make me watch all these episodes from season 1, because I hadn't watched many of them, and there's still a lot of them that we'll get into and write about. And some of it had been, many of the chapters that aren't as show related were there. Yeah, I could probably put one of them on about me for this too. One of them already written, maybe about my background,
Oh, that
or
would be very
how,
cool. Yeah.
or what it was like growing up in Beverly Hills, or one of them. So we'll add one of those as an extra bonus.
Sure. I can't wait for that book, and I'm really excited. You've got a lot going on over the next couple weeks, but Tuesday we're covering Mr. Walsh Goes to Washington. Pretty significant story for Beverly Hills 90210, right?
One of my favorites, no question about it. We put a paid off our story with the embezzlement.
That's right.
Of and the swindle that Dylan McKay wasn't ready for.
That's right.
We did what many fans want. Hi, Connie Ziegler. We got Brandon and Kelly together, and
right.
Washington, and lots of other. There's David and Donna, and the return of John Sears. So lots of stuff going on in this episode.
Strong episode.
It's great too. Yeah.
And Babyface.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes.
The cool in me, or the cool in you, whatever it is.
It's cool too because Tuesday, you know, we're gonna try to get as many people as possible. But the Carrie Warher, who played Ariel Hunter, will be with us talking about that particular part of the storyline. But we're still putting all this together, so it could be a really fun event on Tuesday. And then, of course, the Christmas show itself will be a lot of fun as well.
Yes.
All right, man.
Well, thank you for being giving me a Tuesday. I couldn't make the Wednesday one team, so that's why my friends were allowed me to do Tuesday night for that.
It's all right.
It will be a lot of fun. All right, Chuck. Thank you so much for this.
Hey, have a good news, and say hello to Larry and ask him if he was watching football last night.
All right.
We will.
I'll make sure to. All right, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Bye.
Charles. Bye.
Right,
See ya.
That was great. Chuck is always so awesome with his prizes and whatnot. We had so much fun doing that watch along too, Melanie. So
it was a good time. And I seriously just cannot get over the fact that he's being so generous and offering these prizes to fans. And they really are priceless. So gotta join Patreon to get in on that exclusive action.
Can you imagine reading James Eckhouse and Carol Potter's notes or letters to what they want to be in the series? The letters that they sent Chuck.
Oh, it does not get more real than that. It's
outrageous.
incredible.
It's so cool. All right.
Yay.
I'm just moving. I'm moving all over the place here. Now
that's cool.
We have someone else ready to join us. Our roving reporter is about to come on in. Larry Mollin.
I just rode right in here. I'm so happy to see everybody. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Pete. I've been out there roving. What's going on?
Hey, not much here, man.
What's going on?
What is happening? It's always good to see you, man. It's good to be here on a Friday. I was talking about this coming Monday. We are going to be doing a Patreon exclusive where we're watching Mr. Walsh Goes to Washington. So that's pretty exciting.
Yes, it's a 2-hour. I'm going to bring my lunch. I suggest we kind of break in the middle, have a little bite there, and then refresh ourselves, and then we'll go right at it again. I think
so I think that will be great. Larry, Melanie pulled this clip for me. What's this?
It's me, Santa Claus, bringing you some of my favorite Christmas carols. Why don't you sing along? Silent night, holy.
All right.
Tell us about Santa Claus, Larry.
This was the B-side. I have to tell you. So I saw the movie in the summer, and I had this idea for a novelty record. My brother's a record producer. We went into the studio. My buddy Phil Savith and I wrote the thing really quickly. My brother said, "Let's just go." He had some studio time. We recorded it, and we sold it to A&M Records. It got released in late November, and in Canada, it was a gold record for me right after the season. It was hilarious. That was the B side. The A side, you'll have to go to my website, LarryMollin.com, to see the great A side. But the B side has all parody Christmas carols. It's the lowest form of humor. Just please forgive me. But it actually was kind of cool because it was a novelty record, and we had a 3-record deal at A&M Records. And the second record, we figured disco was ending in 1977. We had this great idea. I had a great idea. So we did a record called Discotheque, which is kind of like a kind of a Sergeant Friday Dragnet thing about a high school that's over discoing. And they basically drop an atom bomb on the school to stop disco, and it's hilarious. I mean, it came out the same week that Saturday Night Fever came out, reviving the genre. All our profits from Santa Claus were eaten up, and then we finally ended with CB Santa, which was CB Santa. I got you loud and clear. There's a big 10-4 CB for sure. Save Christmas time this year, and it's basically just like Elf. The CBers helped Santa find his way. I mean, it was amazing. It was horrible, but it was great. And the B-side of that was called Soup of the Day, which was just cat sounds my brother made with a rock track. It was fantastic.
Now, Larry, I want to ask you, you told me, and I don't know if you want to talk too much about this, but you were writing, you have a concept for another book, right? You were telling me that maybe some more 902 adjacent book I'm going to work on. Yes, called North Side, about overprivileged kids and affluenza on the west side, north side of New York, of Santa Monica. I had a lot of experience with that, watching my boys grow up, and I think I got some stories to tell, which will be very 90210 like. There will be triangles in it, I can tell you for sure.
Triangles.
So fans, stay tuned.
Meantime, my more adult books are available. I mean, and they're wild and they're interesting, and they take a lot of the reader, but they're really good, really exciting.
LarryMollin.com is where we can find all those things. Okay, Melanie, what else do you have for Larry?
Christmas party.
Christmas party.
Yes,
Melanie
let's talk about the Christmas party. Yes, December 23rd. Larry, are you excited?
I am, because I think the concept is going to be an open house. In other words, we're going to have lots of people coming in, and hopefully they'll bring us treats, virtual treats. Yeah. But I know already we're starting to line up some pretty interesting guests for this. And actually, Pete, did we mention some of the guests from Mr. Walsh Comes to Washington?
Well, I mean, Tuesday show.
Sorry.
It's okay. The Tuesday show from Mr. Walsh, Carrie Werher,
Ariel Hunter. Yeah. A character, I slipped in there and we cast her, and boy, we were so excited to her because she just oozed sexuality, and we just knew this was going to be a great hook. And poor Donna, she's so involved in David's musical career, she just kind of lets him walk right in with this vixen.
I know,
and then she's burned for it. It's just a fantastic thing, and of course, it all comes to a climax in Mr. Walsh Comes to Washington.
Can't wait for that.
So we got Ariel Hunter for sure, which is just so great.
Yes.
And then the Christmas show, which is like an open house. People are going to be coming in, going out. Who's confirmed for that so far, Pete?
Nobody is confirmed yet.
I think we've confirmed. I mean, we haven't done a lot of homework on this, but we have a great concept for it. And we're going to show 6 episodes. We're going to go over the 6 Christmas episodes.
And there's significant people that are considering coming on. So there's a lot of that going on. And we're very excited about it. And we're going to offer out some really awesome people. I think, some people are going to come back, and we're going to have some friends come in. So it's going to be very much an open house thing. So,
and and whatever gifts we haven't given away will be given away, I'm sure, too. We still have our Pluto TV, another tweet along coming up in January, which will be very exciting. Get my fingers working on that. And we have some swagger there. I still have to give out, or have we given it out yet?
We have not given it out. So it's
we need to,
so many giveaways coming up.
Pluto is just amazing. They just, people are still finding it now, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's going to be actually, I think, a Valentine's Day tweet along is what we're talking about.
Yes, it's going to be couple related. Some good opportunities to get into the triangles, and we'll get to hand pick our episodes for that.
Yeah, we get to curate this thing, and they're really great about that.
They're really awesome. Super excited.
Pluto.
Yeah. All right, Larry. I think that's all we have for you this week. We will see you back on Monday when we're going to do that watch along on Patreon.
Right.
And then, of course,
I just want to say, it's all the news that's fit and lit.
Thanks, right, Larry.
That's great. It's always good having our buddy Larry Mollin stop in.
Yes. Love Larry. LarryMollin.com if you didn't catch it.
That's right. All right, Melanie, what do we have to talk about here?
So last week we talked about the premiere of The Masked Dancer, which Brian Austin Green is going to be on, and we showed a trailer. It was a little long. This week we have a nice short clip to show you of Tiffany Amber Thiessen. She's actually starring in a show called Deliciousness, which is a spinoff of Ridiculousness, and it airs on MTV on Monday. So let's show the clip.
The only thing that people love more than delicious food is delicious food fails.
Please play that like 90 more times.
Join Join Tiffany Thiessen and her panel of foodie experts
Bye, my eyebrow.
for the ultimate holiday fail feast.
Hold it down.
I'm okay.
Deliciousness. New series premieres Monday, December 14th at 7, after all new episodes of Ridiculousness on MTV.
Well, that looks like a lot of fun, Melanie.
It does. I love that Tiffany's out there with so many different things right now between, Saved by the Bell and now this. So great to see her doing so many things and keeping busy. And she just looks great, doesn't she?
She looks phenomenal. Heard from a source this week.
Ooh.
An interesting thing about Tiffany. Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't prep you on these things that I hear.
Great. What is it?
Oh, it's not good for us, but it's good for her, I guess.
Okay.
Tiffany will not talk about any old shows.
But wasn't she just on the Zach to the Future podcast
She'll talk
talking about
that
Saved
show
by the
because
Bell?
that's not an old show, Melanie.
Right.
There is a new
Old
reboot.
and new.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
So, what she's basically saying is she will not talk about 90210. Why not, Tiffany? What's happening with you? What is
We
going
love
on?
Valerie Malone. I mean, do you not know? Everyone wants to talk Val. Everyone.
What is happening in your world right now? Valerie Malone is one of the best television characters that you created, that the show created. You brought so much life to that character. It wasn't just the nonsense, the fighting and all that drama.
Played a bad girl so good.
Forget about the bad girl stuff. What about all that emotional trauma stuff?
Right.
With
deep-seated stuff there.
Come on.
Yes.
Tiffany.
We want you, Tiffany.
Stop. All right.
And then, here we go. I was just going to say, we've got another guest joining us, and it's Shari from Teen Drama Horror. Hey, Shari.
I just got so caught up that I invited Shari into the mix.
I had to join the conversation.
That's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shari, what's going on in the world of teen drama horror? It just takes me forever to find these clips here. What is this? Teen drama trivia? That already happened.
That already happened.
Here, teendrama.substack.com.
Yeah.
There is so much happening on there.
There is. On Monday, we're actually having a fan Q&A with Chuck. I'm just borrowing him for this one event. I first interviewed Chuck back in 2009 and again in 2010. A whole decade has gone by, which is crazy. I don't know where the time went. So I thought it would be fun to catch up, but I didn't want to be the one asking the questions this time. I've been lucky enough to have that privilege already. So I thought it would be fun to have readers ask him the questions. So we're doing a little private Zoom chat. And just go to that URL if you want the details.
All right. So that's with Chuck on Monday. Let's talk about 9021 OMG this week.
Let's do it.
How was this?
Tell us, Shari.
So this episode they discussed was the series 4th, the first time, which is so titled because it's about Brandon's first time.
That's
It was actually written by Darren Star, who we all know created the show. So he wrote the pilot, hung around to flesh things out, then came back to write this episode. So this is the second episode that he wrote for the show.
Okay. So listen, this is 90210 OMG on iHeartRadio. Make sure you check them out. Yeah. I absolutely love listening to their insight and your insight of their insight.
Thanks. So something that they didn't say, and I'm wondering if they're going to say it next week. And we actually learned this from Chuck this week. If you were paying attention to the watch along or to Wednesday's podcast, you heard him explain that they actually filmed one-on-one and then the first time, but it was decided to air the first time first because it was a more promotable episode.
Right.
And so I'm curious to see if Jenny and Tori remember that. So they just watched the first time. They're going to watch one-on-one next. And I'm curious to see if it comes back to them. Hey, we actually filmed these kind of differently than what they were broadcast as. I remember doing this first, that second. So I'm really eager to hear what they have to say. And the other thing that stood out to me from this week's podcast, because of the nature of the storyline, we have Brandon losing his virginity, and it's the first time we see a main character have sex on the show.
That's right.
The topic of kissing and filming makeout scenes was heavily discussed. I'm talking like getting down and dirty. They went deep, no pun intended, in this conversation. And it led to them playing a game called kiss, marry, or kick to the curb.
Right,
And
which
they
I think
played
is
it-
more appropriate, by the way, than the other.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
they stayed with the polite language, but Jenny didn't want to kill anyone.
Right,
So
and
that's why we got to
never
kick
liked
to the
that one.
curb,
I
which
never
is
liked
fair.
that. Yeah.
So they played it with the actors, and I thought it would be fun if we played too. Are you guys up for it?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we know who Pete is going to marry, but let's see what he has to say.
Wait, is it? It's
Wait,
marry.
Kiss or marry?
Kiss, marry, kick to the curb.
Okay, kiss, marry is Claire. Kick to the curb is
That's a tough one.
Choose wisely, guys. And you can choose either the character or the actor.
Okay.
They felt differently on them. For me,
I'm going character.
I think it would actually be the same.
For me, yes.
I think they're the same.
A very troublesome episode for me. All right, I'm gonna say this is not gonna go over well. I'm kicking Brenda to the curb.
Oh,
you better sign off line for the next few weeks.
She's just too hot to handle.
Oh.
She's just too hot to handle. I don't have the tolerance to go to the protest of the animals.
Right, you don't want to get arrested.
No, I can't deal with her deciding just out of randomness that she's going off with Roy Randolph, an instructor, just out of the blue. I can't handle her breakups just like boom, and now I got to get over it in the car.
Or running out of gas and leaving her car on the middle of the street.
More enduring for me. I would want to save her in those situations, but there's just a lot of extremes. And of course, I love Brenda and I love Shannon. Just for all of you that are listening that are going to be offended by that.
Good little disclaimer there.
All right, Melanie, who do you got on this?
Boy, well, Kiss 100% would have been Dylan. I've always been a Dylan. I love the Bad Boys. And in my older age, I think I would now choose Brandon to marry because in retrospect, I think it would be a healthier choice for myself to marry a nicer guy. And kick to the curb, boy, I would probably say character-wise, probably Steve Sanders. He would be my least favorite, I mean, I think he was a great character and I love Ian in real life, but just speaking character wise, probably kick Steve Sanders to the curb.
Bad news, Melanie. He would have kicked you to the curb.
Whoa,
Thanks, Pete. That's a little harsh.
Oh
my God.
That's not insulting. I just mean, given the way Steve's nature is,
That's true. I would be like way too much for him. I would be calling him out on all the bullshit and
Claire did.
That's
Claire,
right.
That's right.
that whip.
Yeah, that's
All
true.
right. Shari, how about your answers?
Melanie, I think this is why we get along so well because my answers are pretty much the same. I would absolutely kiss, make out, everything with Dylan.
Everything.
And then marry, there's a part of me that wants to say Dylan, but if we're being realistic and we're talking about a marriage of longevity and good fatherhood, then we're going the Brandon route. And I'm also kicking Steve to the curb. Sorry, Ian. We love you.
Yes.
Outside of Claire, I would probably say marry Donna. Because,
Right. She's innocent. She's loving and kind and trustworthy. That's a very solid choice, Pete, if you had to have a second one.
I'm glad you said that, actually. Because
clarity, it would be Claire all the way. But if I had
if for some reason she was unavailable. Got it.
Yes.
All right. What else you got, Shari? Anything else, Melanie, if we have for Shari, or is that it?
That's it this week.
All right.
Right.
Awesome. Very good seeing you. And
always.
Before we leave again, God, where is it?
Goodness.
You'll find it.
It's cool. You don't.
Boom. Team Drama Horde.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great weekend, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Shari. You too. Bye.
I love her. That's always great. People are saying to me, I sound like the president when I just said that, but people are saying, hey, they love when Shari comes to visit us. So more of that for sure.
That kiss, marry, kick to the curb was pretty fun. And if you're a fan watching, drop a comment on our 90 News post and tell us who you would kiss, marry, and kick to the curb.
I was going to say, listen, I want to tell everybody, go check out 90210 OMG. This week, they're going to be talking about one-on-one, which we just covered on Wednesday. So I'm curious to see how that all plays out. Okay.
Yes.
What do you got?
Okay, so another quick plug for our cast members and their TV shows. Jason is on a television show called Private Eyes. It's on Global TV. And the fall finale is this Monday, December 14th, which is actually the same night as Deliciousness with Tiffany Amber Thiessen. So busy 90210 TV night on Monday, December 14th.
I'll be watching Private Eyes.
All right, great. You'll have to let me know how it is. I'll be watching Deliciousness, so we can trade stories.
All right. Well, if you were coming on the show, Tiffany, I'd be watching Deliciousness. Okay.
And really quick, speaking of things that we're like listening and watching and all that, listening to and watching, Taylor Swift dropped a new album last night. Evermore, follow up to Folklore. Pete and I are both huge Taylor Swift fans. Pete, what's your favorite song so far?
'Tis the Damn Season.
'Tis the Damn Season.
Yeah,
that's a really good one. Yep, I like that. Boy, it's tough. I liked Gold Rush. I have feelings of that. The name of that song, Death Cab for Cutie, has a song called Gold Rush too, and I thought this one by Taylor is really cute. So I also liked 'Tis the Damn Season, and I love the tracks with The National and Bon Iver. I think they're so talented and they collaborate so well together. So
I got really deep into this album last night, and I couldn't stop listening to it. There is there's so many good songs on it. Hey Taylor, come on 90 News.
Why not?
It actually makes 0 sense for you to come on the show. It has nothing to do with Evermore or Folklore. But come on and talk about what's going on with you. All right.
I'd like to know if she was a 90210 fan in general, right? And if she was she a Dylan or a Brandon? My guess, she was a Dylan because I think Taylor kind of likes the bad boys a little bit. So
probably now more of a Brandon. Okay.
Probably now more of a Brandon, yes.
What's this?
Yeah.
Is that this week?
Yeah, that is Tiffany. She is cooking baking as one of her many talents. That was on her Instagram account this week. She also posted a picture of the Deliciousness cast right there. Cool. Very cute. She looks so cute. Look at her giving the little peace sign. I just love it. That's so cute.
And then
Tori, Trenchcoat Thursday. She posted this yesterday. Looking great, super cute coat. Tori always looks good no matter what she's wearing, but the trench look is a good look for her.
Absolutely. Yes. I think it's always appropriate to go from this person to this person. Right?
Oh, of course. Brian Austin Green posted this really cute selfie, promoting his podcast and his merch. So love to see Brian. He's looking very nice in that blue. It's a good color on him.
This is something else that
Brian? That was another hoodie. I believe that one he was kind of promoting for him and his son. I don't remember the brand, but another really, really handsome selfie by Brian.
I watched him on Instagram this week, went to the hardware store. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, I saw that.
I like going on trips with Brian. Okay.
Yes.
I don't even know if I have all of them yet posted.
Oh, are we getting to my favorite one here? Are we getting to this one? Okay, so let me before we even show this, let me tell a little story here. Okay. So the other night I texted Pete and I said, Pete, there's this really funny thing happening on Instagram. It's the My Elf challenge, right? And people are putting a little celebrity on their shoulder, and instead of elf on the shelf, it's, we'll show a couple of examples. And Pete says to me, oh, that's so childish. Is this really a thing?
It is childish. Yes. Well, I still stand by that.
It might be childish, but it's caught on like wildfire, and there have been some amazing ones. So let's show a couple of them.
First, it's all the usual suspects that you would, think.
Right. There's Puff on a Duff. Puff Daddy on Hillary Duff. That's a good one. Yeah.
You got this one.
Oh, Ron on a John. We have Ron Burgundy on John Bon Jovi. Classic.
No, but who is posting this? Now, did Bon Jovi post that, or or is some fan just posting that?
Bon Jovi actually posted that. So the celebrities are taking part in this. It started with I think Taye Diggs on a Jason Biggs or something like that, and then it started just catching on, and people started doing it. So in my social sweep this week,
wait, hold on. But you have this one.
Oh yes. Oh my God. Oprah on a Chopra. I mean, can you even? I literally died when I saw it. I was like, this is so funny and clever. And I think she won the whole thing, but
then you always see something like this.
Yes. Okay. So this
Ryan on Iron?
Yes, Brian on Ian. Ian posted this, of course. And, the first thing I did when I saw this was text Pete. And I said, Pete, now we have to cover this on the news this week.
Right.
So childish or not, I am just so excited that we got the 90210 tie-in. So Ian, thank you so much for posting this. It made my week, and I'm just glad that we could cover it. So that said, all of you 90210 fans, make your own elf. Do hashtag my 90210 elf and post it on Instagram. We would love to see all of these funny little 90210s. I did a Kelly on a Melly. Nice. Kelly Taylor, on Melanie. That was really cute. Didn't pull that one to show.
I'm aware of who Kelly is.
Well, I went with a character name instead of the actual actor's name. So I mixed it up a little bit, but I made it work. So we want to see, what everybody else comes up with too.
Just for clarity, Melanie wants to see it.
Yes, I do. Well, I would like to see Claire on a Ferrer, right? I know that's not how you pronounce your last name, but I'm just saying, I mean, it can work, right?
Yeah.
It
could work. And then maybe we'll put a big O, I don't know. Jeez, why am I playing along with this? All right. Speaking of Kelly.
Yes, Jenny posted this cute picture. That's her husband and her dog all snuggled together, looking nice and comfy, cozy. Jenny always looks good, even if we're only just seeing the corner of her face. Super cute Instagram picture.
Okay, and then our friend Shannon posted.
Yes. Oh, this was such a good one. This is a throwback Thursday to Shannon on Little House on the Prairie. She said she's always loved Christmas. And, I think we've always loved Shannon, right? Ever since any of us can remember her being on TV. And then, of course, on Beverly Hills 90210. So I thought this really captured the season and was one of the highlights of the social sweep this week, aside from Brian on Ian, of course.
Yes, I think that was way more interesting. The Shannon picture. Well, because she's so talented. The thing about Shannon is, Melanie, I want us to say this, is that people forget that she did that show, because we all know her as Brenda, and there are people that wake up and their world is 90210, but she's been acting since she's a kid, and she's just so gifted in the work.
She's so talented.
Even post 90210 too. So that's why I've always just wanted to talk to her about all of it, because she's just got so much information from an actor's point of view. How did she develop all of this? So hopefully one day that will occur.
I hope so. I love Brenda.
Oh, I love Shannon.
And Shannon. I love it all.
I still stick with kicking her to the curb. Okay. Not Shannon, Brenda. Just to be clear.
Right. But only because we
Shannon to the curb.
We wouldn't just say that in real life, but we had to choose for the game. So
Shari Weiss held a gun to our head.
Yes. Digital gun.
Yeah.
And you know what? Actually, speaking of Shari, she pointed out Jenny Garth's dog's name is Dr. Fauci. I forgot to mention. Super cute. Right. Oh, who do we have here?
God.
Claire.
I love her.
That's a really nice picture. She's in her trailer. I think she just wrapped filming something.
Triage.
Yep, Triage. She's back in Canada. I cannot wait for Triage to premiere. I am such a fan of medical dramas, and having her on it is just such a bonus. So I cannot wait.
I think the world of this person. So it's just beyond the Claire thing now. She's just an incredible human being. So I love that she keeps, acting and she's writing and stuff. She's just so super talented, and the fact that she's in my universe is just blows my mind every time. So,
and she literally still looks like she's 20 years old. I mean, it's incredible. She is not aged a day.
Very beautiful person.
Yes.
Yeah. Outside. Yes. Which is why she was my marry and kiss. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. You got Lindsay Price here doing some stuff.
Family pick, very festive. Love her husband, Curtis Stone. He's a celebrity chef, of course, and her two boys are very handsome. Such a photogenic family. I mean,
really
does it get any prettier than that?
She's so fun on social. I love her pictures. I love her family. I love when Curtis will share a tip on her Instagram. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, he'll come on her Instagram, whether it's a video or something, and give some really cool cooking tip.
Yeah,
it's awesome. They seem like a very happy couple.
Yeah.
I love seeing them. You know who you didn't share, which I wish you did share, is Emma Caulfield Ford's Instagram.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick up on that one. We'll
She's
have to.
hilarious. I mean, the stuff that she posted this week, just I cannot stop laughing. It might be my favorite Instagram account. So
Oh wow, okay. We'll have to make sure we cover her for next week, and I'm sure she'll have more good stuff because she does always have some really funny stuff.
hilarious.
Yes.
Well, that was the social media sweep. Whew.
Yeah, I know it was very robust this week. I mean, again, I just was just so happy to see the Brian on an iron. Whew, made
I
my
thought
week.
you were going to say so happy to see me. I am also happy to see you, Melanie. It's always good to do this with you.
Yes, yeah. We went live too yesterday. That was fun. Maybe we'll go live this weekend and we'll chat about Patreon and watch alongs and the exclusive giveaways and the hunt and all that fun stuff.
I want to just I can never find these
What are you
links.
looking for?
No, people must just be like, just get it together. Well, listen, this has got nothing to do with 90210. I promised my friend Mike Walter that I would share this. He's got a book out, so I'm going to run him a free ad. How about that?
Yeah.
Do you have some music lovers on your gift list this holiday season? Are you stuck about what to get them? You've done the piano tie in the past, but you never see them wearing it. You gave them those bargain basement headphones, but you never see them using them. And last year, you splurged on Michael Bolton tickets, but you're pretty sure they didn't go. Well, this year, give those music lovers a gift they'll treasure. A brand new book called On This Date in Music. On This Date in Music is chock full of great stories and behind-the-scenes tales of bands and artists that they love. There's a great entry for every day of the year, which means your music lovers will think of you all year long as they expand their knowledge and appreciation for the world of music. And when they see you next year at the holidays, you'll get the biggest hug and kiss from them because they'll have loved On This Date in Music so much, they'll have forgotten all about that piano tie. On This Date in Music is available on Amazon, or for an autographed copy, head to onthisdateinmusic.com.
So do me that favor and check out my buddy Mike Walter's book. It's got I love it. I absolutely just can't get enough of it. It's all these various.
That is so cool. I love that. I love music dates. Michael Jackson died on my birthday, actually.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow, what a
know,
really
right?
dark thing to end the show on.
I know, right? We can always cut it out. Maybe you can edit it out.
I want people to know that's where Melanie's brain is. All right, patreon.com/Beverly Hills 90210 show. There's so many exciting things going on. You have to get on this. There's going to be prizes and private Zooms and
the watch-alongs are like one of the best parts, right? How great is it rewatching these episodes instead of just sitting by yourself and watching, right? I mean, so good.
Yes.
Love it.
And don't forget, Tuesday, December 15th, we are covering Mr. Walsh Goes to Washington. Lots of really cool and exciting people joining us for that. And you've got the hunts. I'm going to end on that picture somewhere here. Holiday hunt going from December 17th to 21st. I know
90210hunts.com.
Guys, listen, I know it's holiday time, and you've got Shari's subscription, you've got Patreon to pay for monthly, and just throwing one more thing into the mix is not always easy, but this is a lot of fun. So make sure you do that. Okay, Melanie, what else do you got?
All right, I think that's it. Just want to wish everyone a happy weekend. Remember to do your My 90210 Elf if you have a chance. And with that, 9021 out.